I've been watching hentai long before anyone paid me to. I didn't do it to be weird. I didn't do it to make a statement. I just liked it. There are those who say you shouldn't watch a schoolgirl being absolutely destroyed by multiple tentacles from an alien species from a domineering society. To them I say, don't knock it till you tried it. It's like a summer night with the windows down, driving on the 95, thinking about your life, future, past, and present. You're at peace because of hentai. The new Toyota Prius. Yeah, we know, it doesn't make sense either.
Ladies and gentlemen, the short news with your host, Alex Madore.
What is up, ladies and germs? Welcome to another installment of the Short News Podcast. I'm Alex Madore, and this is a show where we get mad at the government for being shitty at doing their jobs. Oh, that was the wrong button. What did that do? Did I just fuck this up? I can't tell. I don't know. I was gonna do this. That wasn't very smooth. This is a long applause. Wow, thank you. I think whether you're a Democrat or a Republican, you can agree that none of those people truly care about what happens to any of us unless, of course, we're potential voters for them during election season, then they pretend to give a shit. I hope everyone was able to enjoy their weekend. I broke my promise and didn't watch the UFC fight over the weekend. I didn't want to shell out the money for the pay-per-view. I know how ridiculous that sounds, but I just couldn't do it because I bought another NFT and that was the money that would have gone towards watching the fight. Also, I went to sleep at like 9:30 on Saturday night. So there was no way that I would have like even been able to finish watching it without passing out. But this NFT I got, that's a funny story. So this artist on Rarible, Rolton Fighter, released these collectible artworks called Fighter Punks, pretty similar to CryptoPunks, just much more abstract. Um, so one of these punks that I wanted to buy was essentially free, except for the gas fee or miner fee, which is pretty high, but definitely at its highest at night, which at the time it was, because I'm an idiot. So I was $1 short of the gas fee. And I was trying to add more money into my wallet before someone bought up the punk, like before I could. But the verification text that was supposed to come to my phone from Coinbase to confirm the transfer isn't coming through. And I'm trying like multiple times and panicking. Finally, after 20 minutes, I get like 15 different verification texts crashing my phone. And I'm like I'm on the phone with my dad at this point. So like I'm trying to multitask. And I'm finally able to do the transfer and buy the damn artwork, but I get back to the page and someone already bought that shit. Dude, I was devastated. I was thinking to myself, fuck, dude, I'm already here. Like, what do I do? I have this Ethereum I put in my account. I guess I have to buy something. And I'm refreshing the page over and over again, trying to find something rare, but also within my price range, which is like nothing. And I finally see it. It's a really well done print of Marilyn Monroe. There's 120 versions of it, but this one is number one out of 120. And I see someone is in the process of buying it. So the asshole that I am, I bought that shit as fast as I could. And next thing I know, that dude is trying to send me bids for the print. And I'm thinking to myself, damn, this dude really wants to be able to pleasure himself to a picture of Marilyn Monroe. But, he's not giving me enough to make up for the gas fees that I just paid. So I haven't accepted the bid and probably won't. Although, if you're a listener and you want to buy any of my stuff on my Rarible page, um, just put in a bid. And as long as it's not like 25 cents, then I'll consider it. Like, looking at these things is really fun, even though they don't actually exist outside of the blockchain. But you know what? Whatever. We get to show them off to the world on Rarible. And people have been Wall Street Bets, the verified Wall Street Bets Rarible account followed me yesterday. I think I followed back, but I was like, what the fuck? Like, I've only made one NFT of Susie, and nobody's buying it. Nobody's even placed a bid. So I keep lowering and lowering and lowering the price because I'm like, wow, I guess this isn't worth $300. So now it's at like $80 or no, it's at like $50 now. So if anybody wants to snatch that up, go right ahead. Um, if not, then I'll just keep it to myself. And I tokenize my cat. But I'm thinking of doing a series of Susie moments, but I want to do them more creatively than just a GIF of Susie waving, just like where it's just kind of bland and there's no like artisticness to it. I like I could take the Susie GIF and I don't know, add like a different, like a trippy background or just add in some artsy elements, some abstract elements, and do like different versions of it. Sell those. People be like, "Yo, I got the tropical colored Susie waving GIF. You want to see it?" And people will be like, "Whoa, man, that's crazy." And that's what I'm hoping happens, because
And like a lot of us are really smart. I'm really smart.
yeah, yeah, there you go. I'm really smart. I'm really smart. No, I'm not. I'm really not. I don't know why anybody listens to this. But NFTs are getting pretty huge right now. Azealia Banks, I just found out, the lady that cooked her cat. Um, she is selling an audio recording of herself having sex with her fiance, and that's selling for hundreds of millions of dollars on Rarible right now. So, like, not even video, just audio. So it could just be her playing with some microwave mac and cheese and fake moaning. We don't know for sure, but someone is about to be extremely rich because of those mac and cheese moaning sounds. But geez, so I didn't even watch NASCAR over the weekend. Sorry, going back to sports. Um, damn, that sucks. I was cuz I made a clubhouse room instead for the OCD club, and it's at over 100 people now. It's called the OCD support group. I've talked about it before, and anyone is welcome to join if you're struggling with OCD or just want to know more because you have a friend or family member suffering from it. So that's a resource that is now available on there. I created it because I was in need of this personally, and I figured other people probably needed it too. So now it's here. We've had a couple of meetings, and I've talked to some really great people on there, like very open minded, loving people who don't judge you and have really good advice. I honestly felt useless in the conversations on there, partially because I get nervous in these clubhouse rooms, but partially because I feel like everyone else had much better advice and has better ways of dealing with their compulsions and obsessive thoughts. My only coping mechanisms are acting angry in video games and cuddling my cat, which are on two completely opposite sides of the spectrum. I don't have great advice outside of exposure therapy, which I did with myself, but I did it too fast. I ripped the band aid right off and forced myself to stop doing the ritualistic things that I thought I had to do. And I sat there and waited for something bad to happen. And it was painful at first, but the more I resisted the urge to do those compulsions, the happier and more free I felt. And the safer I felt too. I don't know if that's great advice, though. And blowing people up in GTA to get out your frustrations isn't something you want to say to people in a support group, especially the support group that you're in charge of. But again, there's really good people on there. I like them a lot, and I hope more people feel as though they're welcome to join. As long as it doesn't turn into a cult, I'm happy. I didn't realize how many people experience the same problems as me. I thought I was a freak of nature for my Tourette's, my anxiety, OCD, compulsions, all that shit that makes me who I am. But there are other people out there too with this, and we're finding one another through Clubhouse and working through issues, and that makes me really happy. Anyways, I'll stop talking about my club and mental health. That's not why you're here. You're here for the news and shit like that. So, here we go. The news. Um,
Give me that pussy.
You are fake news.
Stimulus checks. They're coming this week to a bank account near you. Coming soon to a bank account near you. $1,400. It will be gone in about a month, and you will be back to being broke. So $1,400 will be going to every American adult who qualifies. It's not going to be helpful long term, but if you have any debts or anything, this might be the time to pay some of them off, or at least like a little bit to avoid interest rates or whatever you got to do. Um, what will I be doing with my stimulus check? Most likely putting a good portion of it into savings, paying off some credit, investing in some in Ethereum and Bitcoin. That's probably about it. And food, buying some decent food for a couple of weeks. Wait, Bitcoin. So fucking Bitcoin went up to 61K over the weekend. It went up to 61K. I had I got like 10 free dollars worth of Bitcoin a couple weeks ago, like a week and a half ago. And it went up from 10 to like $13 and I was like, "Whoa, oh my god, I'm rich." No, I didn't say that, but I was like, "Wow, that's crazy. It's at 61K." Like who would have thought it was at like 33,000 like a month and a half ago or whatever it was. And wow, like they're really pumping this shit. I hope they don't dump it too. But we'll see what happens there. It went back down to like 56K. That was the last time I checked. Um, some people on Clubhouse, some analysts of the crypto markets are saying that Bitcoin is going to plunge back down to 23K. But I don't know how qualified those people are that were saying that. They were on Clubhouse. So there's that. Anybody can be an expert on anything on Clubhouse. Um, so do with that what you will. Like I always have to preface everything, disclaimer, whatever you want to call it. Don't take financial advice from me. Just don't. Um, I'm definitely not the person for that. So do with that what you will. But so stimulus checks. So it's helpful for those couple of weeks, the $1,400, and I think families with children are getting a slightly heftier sum if they qualify in order to support their kids. Of course, Republicans are pissed that anyone could be getting money for them and their families to survive because they aren't working ridiculous hours at a job that doesn't pay a living wage anyways, risking getting COVID while dealing with all of that. If they can even find work, people are like people are still unemployed and Republicans want to blame them for not working, kicking them when they're already down. And we know they lie and try to make it seem worse than it really is. Like Republican Senator and swollen, flaccid penis Ted Cruz even tried saying that undocumented migrants would be receiving stimulus payments. We already talked about this. That's not only dumb, but it's completely false, like not based in fact, a lie, a tall tale. Where's my here?
You are fake news.
Fake news. Republicans care more about Dr. Seuss than they do about helping people in need. I can't believe how angry they get at the idea that people are now able to feed their families because the government stepped in. It's almost as though they want that segment of the population to continue to suffer. It's almost as though Republicans are constantly targeting people in lower income communities and telling them they don't need help and to stop asking for handouts when the Republicans were the ones who moved the goalposts to the fucking mountains in the first place. So they just make it impossible for those who are struggling to earn or achieve anything in order to eat and then gaslight them saying they aren't working hard enough when the system is fucking rigged. They put struggling Americans in this shitty position where they have no way out and then blame them for not getting out of the shitty situation that they put them in. And then they even go as far as to say that the issues are made up. The Republican Party doesn't stand for anything other than protecting the rich and starving the poor. That's all they do. And they're very obvious about it. Like they may not be completely like explicit, but they're very damn obvious. I was watching Fox and Friends on Saturday because I wanted to see how the other half lives for a little bit. Dude, I couldn't stand it. The whole time they were complaining about how Democrats are only focused on identity politics. And it's like, yeah, dude, they're focused on identity politics because you Republicans want to oppress people for their fucking identities. Like, and have been since the beginning of the Republican Party. You're mad because civil rights are finally seen as important. Making sure everyone has fair treatment is apparently so oppressive to these rich white men on Fox News. Tucker Carlson complains about the same shit that all the Dems care about is identity politics. What does that even mean, dude? What Republicans mean by that is Democrats care too much about black and brown people, and we don't like those people, so we're mad. It shouldn't be that hard for Republicans to agree with the statement Black Lives Matter, but they have such a hard time agreeing with that. They seem to detest the whole movement, even though its message is as simple as, hey, we matter too. We deserve to be treated the same as you would treat anybody else. But for some reason, they have to brand that movement as an extremist, vile enemy movement, paint it as scary, do everything except for agreeing with that simple statement that Black Lives Matter. That speaks volumes for the position of the Republican Party and its members when it comes to issues of people of color and treating them respectfully. They won't do it. It's almost as though Republicans hate black people, but that couldn't be the case, right? Sure, they're making it more difficult for blacks to vote and they won't stop defending police officers who killed black men in cold blood. But it's not the 60s anymore. Racism doesn't exist, right? If you seriously think that way, then honestly, you're fucking hopeless and actively damaging the country with your existence. And you should probably go back to kindergarten because you didn't learn shit, Billy fucking Madison. We have too many people in this country who don't have homes, can't support their families, and don't have the resources that they need to pull themselves out of the rut that they're in because of people like Ted Cruz. Republicans think these people should continue living in those terrible conditions, and that the government should do nothing about it, even though they have more than enough power and resources to do a lot about it. One of my biggest pet peeves is the amount of money we spend on military, but not on helping people, like helping the poor. I'm not talking I'm not talking decreasing the military budget by like a ton. I'm saying take a tiny bit of money off the top and redistribute it to services that will help poor people of color have the same chance at success as wealthy whites. Like, I have family members that get so mad when I talk about decreasing military spending. They get really insecure, as though if we have one less missile, we're completely screwed. They act like I don't care about America. It's like, no, stupid. I care about Americans, the people, not the country. We're nothing but an oil guzzler and gold stockpile without our people. And our people need help. So why don't we just do the right thing and make sure everybody's able to eat? Is that okay with you Republicans or no? Speaking of Republicans, we've got some very interesting characters from the Republican Party to look at today. We've got the wonderful, graceful, coked out Donald J. Trump Jr. and our favorite little conservative cum dumpster, Raphael Ted Cruz. Oh, Raphael. He keeps showing up on TV for some reason. So Donald Trump Jr. has a Facebook account where he makes like commentary videos as though he's like a 50-year-old YouTuber, except he isn't allowed on YouTube, so there's that difference. But on Facebook, Zuckerberg allows him to spread whatever garbage he wants to spread because Zuckerberg is an evil and greedy dude who has all of our dick pics and will use them against us somehow while he influences government policy to his own liking. I don't know what his political views are, but he's let the QAnon people go and ruin our country by spreading bullshit which people actually believed because they're stupid. Now our country is divided and believes a bunch of shit that didn't happen, and that's thanks to Mark Zuckerberg. Like, Facebook keeps making new apps. They're trying to get me to join their music collaboration app or their app called Bars, which is this cringe app where people post their freestyle raps. It's pretty fucking lame to me, but they just want to take up as much space in your phone as possible and get all of your data from every possible thing that you do, even making music. And now it's become too much. They have way too much power, and the company needs to be broken up into pieces. Otherwise, we risk one corporation having more power and more influence and more private information than a whole government. I don't know if I'm the only one seeing it this way, but I really hope not. They own the news, they own WhatsApp, Instagram. What next? Are they going to buy TikTok? Mark Zuckerberg, if you're a listener, then buy TikTok today and I'll know. Like, I don't think they're up to anything truly evil at the end of the day. I think it's all about making as much money from as many people as possible and having as much of the social media market as possible. Do I truly care about the personal information that Facebook has on me? Probably not. They don't have my social security number, so that's a good thing. If they have pictures of my penis, then they're in fucking trouble because I've never sent a dick pic over Facebook as an adult. I've only done that as a stupid teenager, so Facebook, you might be in possession of some shit you shouldn't have saved on your servers there. Anyways, Trump Jr.'s Facebook account, let's see what his most recent video is about. Here we go. Donald Trump Jr. Alright, so he's skiing. He's on the ski slopes. Not a euphemism for cocaine this time. He's actually on the slopes. And he puts, so these are, I don't know, how do you do this? He's got like a watermark that says Don Jr. And then above it, it says Antifa is at it again. This is not a myth. Okay, let's see what they're at. What's Antifa at again?
Well, guys, Antifa is at it again. They're burning down federal courthouses.
That's not burning down a courthouse. I'm just going to go ahead and pause this right here. So, what looks like... I need to zoom in on that.
Last time I remember, fairly recently, when you do something like that, it's called an insurrection, isn't it? Why is no one in the media calling this an insurrection? They're literally lighting a federal building on fire while there are federal employees inside the building. They're chanting F, they're using the full word, but F the United States of America as they're rattling doors threatening law enforcement and lighting buildings on fire.
Are you sure that's Antifa? Are you sure this is Antifa? Because Antifa's not, like, militarized the way your people are. So that wouldn't make sense. This seems like an operation to disparage the left. I don't know. If it is Antifa, then it's fucked up. You shouldn't be burning down courthouses. That's not cool. It's where it's where important shit goes down. Don't burn down federal buildings. It's not cool. But okay, let's see what he's saying. He literally stopped in the middle of this ski trail to make this video. You see the glades behind him. There's like the trail signs. He's like just in the what are you doing? Why don't you just enjoy your time skiing? That's like if I were I'm just trying to imagine because I love skiing. When I ski, I'm tuned out of everybody else. Don't bother me. Don't bother calling me. I'm not picking up. I'm not texting you. I'm not doing anything but skiing. Okay? Okay? I'm not doing anything but skiing. That is all that I'm gonna do. Is just ski. Ski in the slopes. So many slopes. But like if I just stopped in the middle of a double black diamond, was like, let me tell you about the radical right and what they're trying to plan. Like, if I were with friends, they would be like, "What the fuck are you doing, dude? Can we just finish this run?" No, no, no. I got to make this video and send it to my editor so we can put a caption above it and a watermark with my name so everybody knows it's my video. Like anyone would think it's not.
You know, this doesn't sound like the Antifa is an idea. Whoever came up with that load of crap. Antifa is an idea. They're not an idea.
Why do you have the footage so tiny in the corner? Like, if you really wanted to show us that was Antifa or however you want to say it, then you would make the picture bigger to show us. Because when I've seen Antifa, they just look like a bunch of fucking nerds. I'm sorry, Antifa, don't burn me down or whatever, you fucking extremists. But like they just look like a bunch of angry geeks that used to sit in the corner of the cafeteria at my high school. And we were always like concerned about when one of them would go rogue, if you know what I mean. And that's what I picture when I think of Antifa. Because don't get me wrong, I don't approve of extremism. I don't. On either side. I think it's ridiculous. And I think the fact that Antifa has become this fucking perverted movement and it's not just about being anti-fascism. I think that's fucked up. So, I don't know. I wanted to make fun of Trump Jr. here. All I can make fun of is the fact that he's in the middle of skiing. Got his fucking goggles over his head. Got like where is this? He probably said, but like how do we even know that that is Antifa? That could be right-wing people trying to make it look like sorry, that's conspiracy-ish, but they do that. Could be right-wingers trying to make it look like Antifa is doing some bad shit. We don't know. We don't know. It's coming out of Trump Jr.'s mouth, so can we trust it?
Antifa is a terrorist organization. Nothing more, nothing less. They get away with literal murder because no one's going to prosecute them because they get to pretend they're social justice warriors while burning down a federal building. That's the way the game is played these days, folks. You know who talked about this extensively? Me.
Antifa doesn't wear military gear. Those people are in like armor. They've got like the helmets. Looks like are they weaponized? That doesn't strike me as Antifa. They wouldn't do that. They just wear like their old Steven Universe sweatshirt from high school. Like so I don't I'm sorry to anybody that likes that show. I I could never get into it, but you know what I mean, like those niche cartoons, shirts, graphic sweatshirts.
You know, when I wrote in Liberal Privilege, hey guys, if they get what they want, if they get Democrats in power, this stuff isn't going away. You realize that, right? It's so frustrating. I was
No,
reading this stuff literally on the ski list.
those are Proud Boys, bro. Those are Proud Boys. Like they're fully in the Proud Boys gear. I'm telling you, that is not Antifa. And I don't agree with Antifa like either. I don't fuck with the Proud Boys, obviously. I hate the Proud Boys. They're fucking terrifying. Um like I said, extremism is no bueno. Don't do extremism. That's my message today. Let's all be civil. You can roast people, but come on. Let's not be extremists. Let's play by the rules a little bit here.
I'm visiting a couple friends for the weekend out west. Wanted to do a little skiing. I'm reading this stuff and saying, man, how come federal law enforcement is only prosecuting one side of a crime? How come they're only looking at one side? If this was a bunch of conservatives, they'd be in jail right now. But for 1 year, Antifa can threaten, loot, terrorize, riot, burn down buildings, and nothing.
Antifa didn't storm the Capitol. This seems like the Republicans trying to make it look like, see, they storm government buildings too. See, guys, see, we're not the only one. Antifa is bad too. They did this. It was definitely them. It wasn't our people hired to fucking go burn shit down. Because that's totally not like a conservative extremist thing.
Happens. And that's because federal and law enforcement, the people at the top, have become total partisan hacks. The door kickers, they're on our side. Guys, they get it. They see what's going on, but they're powerless to stop the bureaucrats at the top because they know it would affect them in their promotions. It would affect them in their jobs. They would be in deep, deep trouble if they did anything about it. So I said if Joe Biden wins and the Democrats take
Why does
power,
he say
this stuff...
Joe Biden? Did you hear that? Joe Biden. Wait, let me...
and wins and the Democrats take deep, deep trouble if they did anything about it.
Ready?
So I said if Joe Biden wins and the Democrats...
What the fuck is that? What is that? Joe Biden. Joe Biden. If Joe Biden wins. Like, Joe Biden. Like a Muppet? One day we'll find it. Joe Biden connection. The lovers, the dreamers, and me. Oh, I'm doing cocaine on mountains, and I am ranting up. I can't.
Power. This stuff isn't going away. I called it a year ago. It wasn't going to go away because we emboldened these clowns to feel that they can do whatever they want because they will face no consequences.
Isn't that what you guys did for 4 years? I feel like you're just deflecting.
They have faced no consequences for a year. There's no one tracking them down. There's no FBI tweet saying, let's find this guy. We want to do it like they're doing for the people at the Capitol riots, which they should be doing, but they should do it for everyone equally. If you're a bad...
See, it was coordinated. This was totally coordinated so that people like him could say, see, they did it. It wasn't just Trump supporters, it's Biden's people too. Yeah, see? Like, it's not just, oh, my cat just opened the door, so now I have to close it. 1 second. Yeah, she opens the door and then just leaves. Sometimes she'll yell at me. She'll come in and go, and then walk out, which is her way of telling me, leave this door open, dude. Leave the fucking door open. What are you doing? And I'm just like, I have to record. And she's like, meh. She has a New York cat accent. She's like, meh.
Walking here. I'm walking here.
That's what she sounds like. Hey, hello. Imagine a cat is just a cat has Christopher Walken's voice. Meow, meow, hey, meow, 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 give me food. Give me the food now. Meow. All right, let's get back into this Trumpy boy.
Person, if you're a criminal, you should be prosecuted. You don't get a break because you're a leftist and you're a conservative. That doesn't work that way. That's not how our law is supposed to work. So this is what's going on. This is the insanity. And if you think it's going to stop, you're stupid. You're a moron because you have to watch what they've been doing. Don't fall for it. I don't think anyone watching here thinks that. I think they know. I called it. The left isn't just satisfied. They're emboldened to be worse, to cause more damage, more rioting, more looting, more arson.
I don't think, but people don't really need to riot or loot. I think the country is going in the right direction, at least when it comes to COVID. Like we're gonna be able to do normal shit by like July, is what I'm hearing. I'm coming up on at some point within the next couple of months, I'll be able to get the vaccine. That's pretty crazy. And I'm waiting for a call from my doctor. Let me turn my ringer on. Okay, that way I know in case I have to field a phone call. But back into this.
Lighting federal buildings on fire as we speak. Wake up, America. Wake up.
Wow. Intense. How nice of him to take the time out of his vacation to in the Rockies or whatever the fuck he's out west, so he could be in Colorado. I'm jealous, man. I'm jealous. I haven't gone skiing in since I was 15. It's been a long fucking time, dude. I'm not rich like you. I wish. Dude, I would go to Colorado in a sec. If someone was like, yo, I got tickets, plane tickets, Colorado, all the weed dispensaries are open, skiing, let's do it. Dude, in a heartbeat. In a heartbeat. I'd be down there, I'd be wearing my mask, I'd be doing all that, but I would also be in my hotel getting fucking blazed. That's what I have to say. But and then go skiing, because I've never skied stone before, and I feel like as much as that sounds like a bad idea, it's probably very thrilling. So anybody who's ever done that, let me know, and let me know if it's a bad idea. I don't plan on skiing anytime soon, so that's good. Joe Biden lied, open our schools now. That's what Trump Jr. has on his next video. All of his videos are only 3 minutes.
Coming soon to a theater near you. You've seen Spider-Man save the day and be the hero. You've seen his struggles, his challenges, and his evolution. Now it's time for Sony Pictures to milk the Spider-Man property for all it's got with a new movie from the Spider-Man universe. This is Spider-Man NYPD Perspective. Follow the NYPD in the Spider-Man universe, copyright Sony Pictures, as they solve cases unrelated to Spider-Man and racially profile people of all colors on their path to justice. A crazy, action-packed film where the police shoot and kill unarmed minority civilians because they looked like they could sell drugs one day, and oh yeah, you scale you moved a little bit. Watch as New York's finest mercilessly beat down protesters in crazy action scenes, like where they run over a group of the evil pot-smoking liberals with their car and trample them with horses because how dare they stand up for what they believe in.
Where is Spider-Man in all of this? Well, it doesn't matter. He's doing something not being racist. You'll have to sit through 3.5 hours and 4 sequels of Spider-Man NYPD Perspective. Property of Sony Pictures, trademark Sony Pictures. We are Sony Pictures. Sony Pictures owns this franchise. Don't you fucking forget it, Marvel. We will milk this all day.
Hey, what's up? It's Alex. If you haven't heard about Anchor, it's the easiest way to make a podcast. Let me explain. It's free. There's creation tools that allow you to record and edit your podcast right from your phone or computer. Anchor will distribute your podcast for you, so it can be heard on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, and many more. You can make money from your podcast with no minimum listenership. It's everything that you need to make a podcast all in one place. So download the free Anchor app or go to anchor.fm to get started. Well, I don't want to do too much Trump Jr., so we can forget about him for now. But that's what, if you check out his Facebook account, if you have Facebook, he posts on there all the time. He's a regular poster, regular personality on Facebook, making those types of videos where he criticizes the left, and it's like a Fox News knockoff, but more extreme. And man, you do you. If you're getting that ad revenue, hey, that's cool. So your book is on sale for autographed for $49 or $39.99. I'd pick up a copy, but I don't want anybody getting the wrong idea if it's in my library. I don't have a library. I don't know why I said library. I have like 2 books. Anyways, fucking wow. Where's my my notes here? So he really, like, what I do have to say, he really does sound more like his dad every time I hear him speak. Like, I think he might be trying to market himself as the next Donald Trump, like name and all, in case he has to run for president, which I really hope isn't the case, but at the rate we're going, it's most likely going to happen. We're not going to be done with the Trumps in politics anytime soon. I can tell you that confidently. That they're going to be a bloody staple lodged in American politics for a long time. And there's nothing we can do about it. There's so many of them. And also, I wonder who their drug dealer is. Like, I wonder if it's good stuff. But that's your little dose of the Trump crime family for today. Now we move over to one of their accomplices, Mr. Ted, put it in my ass, Donald, Cruz. Let's see what his take on current events are, because I'm sure they're horrible. So he was on Hannity recently, and he screen grabbed that or DVR'd it or whatever he did, put it on VHS and put it on YouTube. I don't know if you're allowed to do, but whatever, Ted. Every time that you have an appearance on TV, you want to make sure everybody knows you were on TV. Hey, man, you do you. Everybody knows who you are already, dude. I mean, like, not in a good way, but all they know you for green eggs and ham, taking it in the ass from Donald Trump, and going away to Cancun when shit got bad for Texas. Okay.
Now, my question for you is, let's start with H.R. 1. Is it unconstitutional, in your Harvard-educated opinion, what they're doing with H.R. 1 and by usurping the power the Constitution grants state legislatures?
Well, I think H.R. 1 is terrible policy. I would call it the universal voter fraud law. It's an amazing thing. We came out of this last election where we saw multiple instances of serious allegations of voter fraud. And the Democrats and the media took on the talking points that voter fraud doesn't exist, that anyone who says it exists is somehow engaged in a conspiracy theory. And now with H.R. 1, the Democrats are seeking to lock in their advantage. They want mail-in balloting everywhere. They want no photo ID, so you can go in.
Yeah, they want that because accessibility to all those types of things, accessibility to voting, even the accessibility to free time to go to the polls is something that not everybody has the luxury for. Not everybody can get an ID. Pretty sure that costs money. Um, I mean, you could help people get IDs. I just don't see, because historically, things like requiring voter ID have been used to discourage or prevent people of color from voting in our elections. Historically, it's not a good thing to be doing. So it's not that Ted Cruz wants to prevent voter fraud. He wants to prevent the people that are going to vote against him and his party from voting at all. But he's twisting it around. And of course he is.
If Sean, if you want to go in and tell the register,
Sean, if you want to go in and tell Donald Trump that I will have my cheeks spread out for him in his hotel room, waiting and ready with an apple in my mouth like a big old pig. That is what I have to say. And I got the lube and I have no balls. So there you go. That'll make it more aerodynamic, I think. I've been told.
that your name is Eric Holder. And by the way, James O'Keefe from Project Veritas did that in D.C., went in and asked for Eric Holder's ballot, and they gave it to him. You can do that. And the Democrats have made an incredibly cynical decision, which is that they believe they benefit from voter fraud.
Project Veritas isn't a reliable source for anything. They're trolls. They're conspiracy theorist trolls. They don't know what they're talking about at all. I have family members that listen to their bullshit. They're like a QAnon offshoot.
And they're trying to take this moment of time, and I think this moment of time is limited. But right now, they have the White House and both houses of Congress. And they're trying to take this moment of time and lock their control in permanently by changing the rules so that they can manipulate and steal election results. H.R. 1 is a...
No, you literally just don't want people of color voting. That is what this is about at the end of the day. Ted Cruz and his stupid Republican friends, they want to prevent certain people from voting. They know it's difficult for them to find the time. They know that absentee ballots have made it more accessible, made voting more accessible, easier. More people participated in this election, in this past election, because of absentee ballots. That's not fraud. If anything, that's more authentic than any election we've ever had. More people voted. That's what you want. Well, you don't want it, Ted, because when more people vote, they vote against what you want because you're stupid.
Terrible bill is a bill that doesn't protect election integrity. It undermines it, and it shows there's a reason it's H.R. 1. Look, the number one priority of...
It doesn't protect election integrity. It ensures election integrity. That's what I have to say.
Democrats is keep Democrats in power. That matters more to them than COVID. It matters more to them than jobs. It matters more to them than kids in school. They want to stay in power, and this is all about stopping the voters from voting them out of office. It's a very dangerous bill.
Boring but radical. Kind of sums it up. Explain.
Stopping the voters? They're literally trying to make it so more people can vote. How is that stopping the voters? That's exactly the opposite of what they're trying to do. You're so stupid.
Yeah, even though we're the ones trying to oppress people and make it so it's impossible for them to vote. It's the Democrats that are the Democrats that are making all the problems and causing all the fucking ruckus here.
He doesn't swear. What am I doing?
Well, you think about the last 2 months. I think Joe Biden made a political decision, and it probably was a pretty good political decision, to be very boring. The last 4 years,
Wow.
Donald Trump was anything but boring. Every day, Donald Trump drove the news. What he said, what he tweeted, whatever happened. And I think Joe Biden came in and said, okay, we're not going to do that. I mean, think about how many days in the last 2 months can you remember anything Biden said? He doesn't do press conferences. He doesn't say much of anything. He's as boring as paint dries, and he's doing that on purpose. I think there are a lot of folks that are kind of relieved. They're kind of relieved not to have the drama. They're kind of relieved not to be worrying about what the president has said that day. But it is all a subterfuge. It is all a mask designed to hide what is an incredibly radical policy agenda. If you look at these cabinet nominees Biden has put forward, they're extreme. Take a look at this.
They're extreme because they're diverse. You're still talking about his cabinet choices. Like, all of these Republicans have been complaining mostly because of the diversity of the cabinet, and they find different ways to word it. But at the end of the day, it's all the same thing. It's all not white people, and we don't like that. That's what he's saying, Raphael.
This $1.9 trillion porculus bill that the Democrats just forced through. They could have passed a bipartisan bill. Last year, we passed 5 bipartisan bills through Congress. Republicans were more than ready to roll up our sleeves and go to work on getting people back to work, on distributing vaccines, on helping overcome through this crisis. Democrats said, we got zero interest. We want to pay off all our buddies. We want to spend trillions of dollars, and we want to adopt radical policies. Let me point to 3 amendments that we voted on late at night, and Republicans fought all night. We fought 24 hours against this. One amendment is an amendment I joined with Bill Cassidy in that said the $1,400 stimulus checks, they shouldn't go to criminals, to violent criminals in prison. Every single Democrat voted against that. So under this bill, murderers, rapists, child molesters who are in prison are about to get a $1,400 check from the U.S. taxpayers. That's how extreme the Democrats are. I introduced another amendment that said we shouldn't send the checks to illegal aliens, that if you're here illegally, you shouldn't get a $1,400 check. Again.
And here we go. He's going to say something false. Right before he does, I'm going to say their fact checkers have come out and said that is false. Illegal immigrants or undocumented migrants are not going to be receiving stimulus payments. So there you go. It's false.
Every single Democrat voted against it and said, we want to send the checks to illegal aliens. And then a third example, one of the most extreme provisions in this porculus bill is an agricultural bill, which says that if you're a farmer that has an agricultural loan and you are from a disadvantaged ethnic group or racial group, if you are African American, if you're Hispanic, if you're Asian, your loan will be forgiven. Not just forgiven, it will be forgiven at the rate of 120%. So 20% more than you owe is what will be forgiven. And under the terms of this provision, there's no means testing. There's no test on income. There's no test on wealth. So
why do you not want to help farmers of color? He's complaining. He is very openly complaining that people of color are receiving help. Why is that such a problem for you? He can't help himself but mention that and complain about it. What is your problem with it? Like, all of the Republicans, are obviously they don't like people who are different than them. I'll put it that way.
A minority billionaire farmer who has a loan, who happens to be African American or Hispanic or Asian, has their loan forgiven, and a poor white farmer doesn't qualify. You know, Sean, I'm Hispanic. I joke with my colleagues, I need to get me a damn farm because apparently they're shoveling out cash in a blatantly illegal and unconstitutional manner. That's how radical these Democrats are right now.
Last quick question, 30 seconds left. You've known Joe Biden for years. Am I wrong in my assessment? He seems weak, frail, cognitively struggling.
So I don't think he's failed as much as some people do. I think he's slowed down some, but I think he wants to be president. I think he's going to serve his full term, but I also think he is unwilling to stand up to the hard left. He's not willing to tell Bernie Sanders and Elizabeth Warren and AOC know he's scared of the angry left, and they're the ones who are driving this agenda. And as bad as it's been in the first 2 months, it's getting more and more and more radical. That's really dangerous for the country. But here's the good news. The worse they get.
I don't like change. I'm scared of change. I think change makes me shit myself. I just don't like it. We can't have change for the better. That's impossible.
The more it wakes people up, and I believe, Sean, we're going to have a fantastic 2022 election and a fantastic 2024 election.
I agree on that final point. Thank you, Senator Cruz. Thanks for being with us.
That guy will piss me off the rest of time. There's no way in hell he'll ever stop. Okay, so now is the part of the episode where we break down the latest footage of Karens losing their minds in grocery stores and other public places due to mask mandates in this installment of Keeping Up with the Karens. So let's jump into it. Let me find a Karen compilation. Some Karen videos here. Filter this week. Let me see. Is this a Starbucks? She's like freaking out because she wants her order.
Okay, so I have two venti caramel frappuccinos for 10. You have one of them, right? You have 3 for 10, and then you have another one for what?
I can't, and I thought it was really fun. It was good. It turned out it wasn't fine. It was it.
Okay, so it's yours. You're okay.
Are you sure?
Yes.
Because you just said it was it.
No, it's okay.
Are you sure?
Yes,
I'm allowed to
I'm
share.
sure.
I don't need to wait till you get all the
You are totally fine. You're okay. If they try to recommend it, okay?
Jesus.
I don't give a fuck. They don't want to show you shit. Rhonda, you accusing me of stealing? Please, record this. There you are. You're detaining me.
This is I think it's a Walmart or one of those big shopping stores, one of those big like department stores are they called? And you know how they have like security at some places where like you're on your way out after buying everything and they have to stop you, look at your receipt, make sure it matches up with what's in your cart when you're on your way out. So this dude is being stopped and he doesn't like that he's being stopped and he is trying to leave even though the security has to, check. They have to check everybody. I've been to Costco before. They do that shit. They do. It's not that big of a deal. It's really not.
Dude, they both fucking asshole. Fuck. You gotta do what? You accusing me of stealing. I just paid for this shit. It don't matter. I don't give a fuck. Exactly. You don't enough that to leave. Go look in the video. If you see me stealing, come and take my fucking shit. Call the cops. No, let go of my fucking shit. I gotta go. I'm not gonna show you my receipt. Go look at the camera. Call them.
Did he steal?
Well, go look at the camera. I paid for every single piece of everything. I don't have to show it to you. It's not posted anywhere. This is against my rights. You can't do that shit. They go my shit, man. I don't know. She came over here and unlocked the booth for me and everything. We even forgot our bread and got it. We forgot our fucking ice. They go my shit, man. Well, then let me go. Let go. Let go. You need to let go of my stuff. I got it. Please help me out, man. You should have everything in the past. Let's go. Yeah, it is. I paid for it. So I know proof. What? I know proof. And then you are.
Can't he just show his receipt? If he paid for all this stuff, what isn't this taking up more time by doing this? If he really has to go somewhere, just show the receipt. What do you have to hide? Why is it such a big issue? I don't know. Like I can't really like I I don't get why he's not just doing it. Unless he has something to hide.
Do not. Hey, I paid for this. I own it. Do not touch my property.
If you hit me again,
I hit my own shit. I can hit my own shit. No, I paid for that.
My hand.
Hold on, don't take our stuff. We paid for that.
I paid for that, bro.
Easy.
I paid for that. I paid for that.
I've been nice to you.
What are you gonna do? What are you gonna do?
I've been nice to you.
Do something.
I've been nice to you. I've been nice to you.
Do not touch me again. Please keep recording this. Do not touch me again.
Why are you taking our...
I did not do that.
Look at this.
I did
you
not.
touched me, man.
My hand right here. I did not push him. I did not push him.
This guy, I got it all right
my
here.
shit I paid for.
Came at me. I put my arm out like this. I did not push him.
Stiff armed him.
You fucking pushed me. This shit's on video, man. Bullshit.
I put my arm out. She kept coming at me. I did not push him. My arm is still where I left it.
Give me back my property, can I?
Why is nobody wearing a mask? And what? So is he just not showing his receipt? So they're taking all this stuff? Just show the receipt, dude. Like, show the receipt, and then they'll let you go. They'll let you go with your stuff. You have to do that. Why are you making such a big deal out of it if you didn't steal anything?
I don't know if you paid for it. He's been approaching me the whole time.
That's my property. I paid for, man.
We paid for this.
I even got the fucking extension warranty shit.
All you do is show it to me.
I don't have to. Where's the posting? You have to show receipts. Hey guys, you don't have to show receipts. It's not posted anywhere.
Look how many customers done walked out the door without showing a receipt.
Okay. No, look, I have a receipt. I don't have to show it to you. It's not posted. It's not posted. I have to show it to you. If it's posted in front of you, then I have to show it to you. I know the rule. What do you want? You just pushed me.
You can take my name down. I
Yeah,
signed
get my
my
phone.
name to your office.
Thank you.
I wonder what happened to him.
No, electricity pepperoni. My son paid. He actually take out the oven and add more, right? You laughed at him, right? You're not allowed to take out the oven and add more topping when you just put it in. You laughed at my son, fam. See? This is not your place. This is my place here. Our place. I pay my money for the toppings and everything else, right? Why didn't you take it out the oven and put more toppings on it too? Why are you laughing at him? Because he's young and here by himself?
Okay, don't worry. What do you want?
He asked for freaking.
What do you need now? What do you need now? What do you need now?
He wanted sausage and green pepper. Exactly. You know exactly what it is. If anyhow he would have came to the car at the time, I would have been in here already. He's sad right now. In there crying because you disrespected him.
Okay, sorry for that.
Laughed at him, pointing at him with all your friends. Don't do that to my child, eh?
Okay.
Don't disrespect my.
The manager apologized on behalf of this guy. Now he's asking.
I just told you, bring up friends.
Okay,
I wouldn't allow you to make it.
He made it again for you.
Yeah. Okay, he's gonna fix it.
I don't know what's going on.
Yeah, that's perfectly fine, but don't listen. Don't do that to my child. It's not even about that. It's about the principle. Like, he's in the car crying. Apparently your staff are laughing at him, pointing at him, and
No, because everything is on the camera. I'm just laughing at him in this case.
well, that's what my son said.
Yeah, so why don't you
Okay,
think?
why
You
don't
know
you-
what? The way
okay,
that he
what do you need now?
interprets shit
Okay,
right
what do you
now
need
at
now?
13.
I know that's the problem. What do you need now?
Yeah, he's asking.
Dad, I don't know. What did you ask for? You remember, right? So obviously he made a dent in the night that you remember the order. So what did you want? I mean, you made
You tell me.
I don't know. I wasn't in here. You know. You just told me.
Make it simple.
Ask for pepperoni, and then he asked me to take it out and put on the sausage and thing. And he would have paid for it. It's nothing. It's soft. And you're laughing at my son. I don't do that, Christian. I would never laugh at your kids. I would not do that. I'm sitting in the car waiting for him. He's coming out crying with tears in his eyes, saying that they're laughing at him. I don't give a shit about him.
Okay. Don't say. Whatever you said. Okay. Don't say recorded. Everybody is empty. Whatever anything wrong, I will make it for you. Whatever is
Welcome to Canada.
To be honest, I'll pay more money and go to another piece of food. I don't want no one to get or come in my food. I'll go pay somewhere else. Trust me. Money's not a factor. It's about principle. I don't want no motherfucker laughing at my son. And when my son says he has his card and he's ready to swipe and feeding your kids.
whatever you can do.
I'll do too. Bitch, you think, right now, my shit is shirlaking up. Right now, that same car I'm driving right now. Shirlaking on deck right now. Harley, nigga. What's good, bro? Like, right now, my nigga I get my car from is shirlaking dogs. What's good? You think you're hood, nigga?
Okay, maximum I ask you.
You think you're hood, nigga? You're nothing, bro. You're nothing.
This is a pizza place, by the way. I just want to make that known. This is just, just a normal pizza place. I don't know exactly what happened. I guess they laughed at her kid for some reason, and now she's losing her shit.
Drinking at night, giving your gods the most, nigga. That shit ain't shit, nigga. Who did what? Wallahi, nigga. This shit will get sprayed up, my nigga. Fuck yo, my nigga! Know who the fuck you're talking to next time. Oh, bitch! You don't know what time.
Lock the door. I call the police.
I can't go now. Whoa.
Everything, whatever he acted is everything recorded.
I don't give a rat's ass about that.
That's why he's asking.
I don't give a rat's ass. He's an informer now, so the whole bastard gets sprayed up. What? Who cares? Who cares?
I
don't give a fuck. I'm gonna tell the police exactly what he did to my son.
understand, but the way you throw these things, this corner.
She just don't want you to speak to me. I ain't gotta do it. And when you come in, I'm gonna say hello to you too. I ain't got nothing against you neither. You ain't nothing to me. She's sitting there whispering like a
Hair salon.
You don't whispering. You ain't said nothing to me, Carter. You know me for years. You don't whisper. You don't mess with me. I don't mess with you. You know me for years. Okay? You ain't got to tell me you don't say nothing. You got your new hair. You got your new hair in your head. Miss Honey, you cute. Come on, stop it. It ain't that serious. Exactly. So stop. It ain't that serious. It's $5 shampoo. So stop. That's what I'm saying. Stop.
Are they they're arguing while they're doing people's hair? The two hairstylists are arguing with each other while they're doing their customers' hair.
She came in earlier this month to today, and she started. Y'all talk to her. I talk to her customers too when they come in. I speak to them when they speak to me.
What? You didn't finish up that lady's hair. You can walk away. Oh, okay, she's back.
Like I said, anytime you got a man live in your house and you make it feel like you gotta leave, that don't make no sense. You just told me to stop. Why you not gonna shut up? What is something wrong? Y'all just talk about it and that's it. They don't know how to talk. Hey, who's that? Who's that? I don't talk. I really don't. I'm just doing on the strength that we work together. I don't talk. I really don't.
Stop being fake.
I really don't. I don't talk. I really don't. It's not to be fake about when you don't know somebody. It's not to be fake about when I don't know. When I don't know you, I don't talk about you. So what I'm being fake about? How you know if I'm fake? If I don't know you. I don't want to know you. My people. So what I'm being fake about? So what the fuck I'm being fake about? I don't care. Girl, you was tired. You miserable. You miserable. That's your problem.
Jesus.
You miserable. All you gotta do is get with me and I'll show you how to do it, boo. Trust me. Get with me and I'll show you just how to do it. I'll show you how to make them look flawless. I'll show you how to make them look flawless. I don't think God gave me a gift and
What the fuck?
I'm not good, but listen, now you don't need to do nothing. You don't need to do anything.
You gonna go out on your own?
I'm gonna go out on my own just the way I came in. Now you don't need to do nothing for me. But I would like, when I'm telling the truth, I want a refund.
Yeah, we're gonna help you out in a few minutes.
I want a refund on my chicken.
Well, let's go outside and we'll talk about that.
The counter's inside.
Okay.
I would have to have a refund of the chicken.
Yeah, well, I don't know what type of policy they have now, okay? So you gotta talk to them, okay?
Who is them?
Greyhound now? That's the company you're at right now.
Look, man, I'm that old, right? Okay, run. All right, I would need a refund.
We gotta talk to the
But I didn't mean to inconvenience anybody. I won't pass it through. Got hung in the suitcase.
I'll give her a refund if she leaves. It's not like, I'm not gonna give her a refund.
Let's go over here, man, okay? Let's go over here.
That's what?
Let me give you a refund. Come on. We'll give you a refund, okay?
Pick up all mine.
Give yourself, okay? Before you change your mind, it's good, okay?
I ain't got no mind to change.
Oh my god. People are not in a good place these days. Mental health is at an all-time low. Oh, that's just a shame. You know, this is a good one. I don't know if I'm qualified to speak on it, but I can definitely talk about how I feel about it. This relationship advice I'm talking about, that I just found. So yeah, we can read it, see if we can help this person. My boyfriend told me to wear sweats to stop catcalling. It made me feel bad. How do I talk to him about it? I live in a city and the catcalls happen a lot. Yeah, it does. I've seen it myself. I think it's especially bad for me because I'm kind of curvy. Damn, girl. Okay. Sorry. I'm not helping. I'm part of the problem. Okay. I'm kind of curvy. I periodically tell my boyfriend about the catcalls. I wore shorts today because it was warm. Guys catcalled today saying they were Daisy Dukes while I was walking to the subway. Jeez, that sucks. Yeah, that happens to a lot of females that I know. Like I heard one guy say to a girl, this is not part of the relationship advice. This is me talking. I was outside having a cigarette during one of my classes, and there were these construction workers, and they were watching women go by, and one of them's like, "Damn, girl, get home safe." To this one girl, and that freaked me the fuck out. I think I said something. I was like, "Dude, that's disgusting." I didn't know this person. They were standing like behind me. I was like, "What the fuck, dude? That's so gross." What, you think she's gonna turn around and be like, "Oh, thank you. Oh, what's your number? Let's connect." Like, what do you think you're accomplishing? You're just asserting your dominance over, like, as a man. The fact that you can say those things and get away with them, and women just have to take them. It's fucked up. So I wore shorts today. It was warm. Guys catcalled. I told my boyfriend about it. He told me that I should wear sweats so this stops happening. I told him no. I don't want to change what I wear because of creepy men. I want to wear what I want to wear. And he said, so you're just going to take it? This really bothered me for some reason, but I shrugged, started to eat the food he got me. How do I talk to him about this to get him to understand? Well, you have to explain the fact that, like, women shouldn't have to change who they are or adjust who they are because of men's sexual desires about them. Men should be able to control themselves in a public environment and private environment. Men should just be able to control themselves better around women. And the issue isn't whether or not you're wearing sweats. You need to make that clear that, like, it's not your fault that these men are being disgusting. And it makes you feel bad when your boyfriend says, just wear sweats, just like cover up. Like, why? Why can't men just stop being fucking freaks? Why does it have to be the girl that changes her entire way of living so that men don't fucking do this shit? Why is it always the woman that has to change? Like, when there's a victim of sexual assault and someone's like, oh, well, what were you wearing though? It's like, why does that matter? Women should be allowed to wear whatever they want and not have to worry about, like, being unsafe or being in an unsafe situation where someone might do something. You just need to make it clear that in this, I don't know how to say this. In this patriarchy that we live in, men are constantly doing things that are asserting their dominance over women, one of those things being catcalling. No man actually thinks catcalling is going to work. It's just some fucked up way of being like, yeah, I can say whatever I want about you and make you feel shitty and make you feel like an object and nothing more. And it's really mean. It's really fucked up. Shouldn't happen anymore. Um, and yeah, tell him it hurts when he makes it, when he says that you should put on sweats because it makes you feel like it's your fault for being a woman with curves. That's what I would say. And then assert the fact that, like, it's not a woman's fault. It's a man's fault for not being able to control himself. So again, I'm not the person, the spokesperson for these types of things, but I definitely believe everyone should be respected equally. I think that women should be stopped treating stops women should be should s- not be treated women should no longer be treated like objects. Sorry. And that men need to get their shit together. I'm sorry to say it, guys, but we got to get our shit together a little bit. No more catcalling. Stop it. Stop doing it. If you're doing it, stop it. Get help. It's been a message from McDonald's. All right, so that's that. Um that is the episode. So yeah, this has been the Short News Podcast. I want to thank you all for listening. As always, I'm Alex Madore. You can follow me at Alex_Madore on Twitter, or Alex Madore on Instagram, or Alex Madore on Clubhouse. I will be on all of those places, and I will see you in a couple of days. Have a great one, and peace.
And we say bye-bye.
Oh, you touch my tra-la-la. My ding-ding-dong.
Nothing is impossible.
You are fake news.